Eddie Van Halen here, telling you, keep playing, man. Gotta keep playing. It's the only thing there is. Music, man. Keep playing. All right? I'm gonna come looking for you if you don't.
Greetings and salutations, fellow TransTremians. It is TransTrem Thursday, 9:09 p.m. Eastern Standard Persuasion Time. And it is, June 26, 2025, and we are ready to go. Welcome in, everybody. Thanks for being here. We got a couple guys here. We've got Jimmy, the Nibbler Biter. What is up, Jimmy? How's it going? And we also have Randy, the Ripper. Welcome, boys. I think that I haven't heard from Trev, but he may still be recovering from his birthday festivities. So don't know that we'll see him. And John said he was caught at work and on the way. He was going to try to make it. So it may just be the three amigos tonight. So we'll see what happens. But welcome in, everybody. Good to see you. Good to see you. Tell you what, let's go ahead and get over to the chat. Let's see who's here. Let's get it open. Somebody thought it was funny. All right, let's see, man. You think I've been away from doing this for 6 months? E. coli, first one into the chat, saying, howdy, friends. What are we drinking? And TransTremian Thursday. Happy birthday shout out to Trev. Right on. Good to see you, Mr. Coli. Let's see. We have channel member Rob, a Blackmore official. Second one in. Good to see you, Rob. Channel member Chuck C is here as well. Always good to see you, Chuck. New channel member Stu Petty saying, what's up, fellas? Drinking a cold beer. Me, just some homemade lemonade for E. coli's question. So cheers on the non-alcoholic beverage. Welcome in, Stu. Mark Spurgeon is here as well. Good to see you, sir.
Mark, hope you're feeling good.
Let's see. Channel member El Barge is here saying good evening. Thursday TransTrem Tremolo Extravaganza. Right on. Let's see. Who else do we got? Channel member Darboard. What's up, Darren? Good to see you. Good to see you. And of course, Zach Thong is here hanging out. Always good to see Zach.
What's up, Zach?
Look at there. Ben Tom is early tonight. Good to see you, Mr. Tom. Hope you are feeling well. And nice to see you. For sure, for sure. Channel member Cushman NYC saying hey to the peoples. Always good to see Cush. Let's see. And of course, channel member, panel member, and OU crew member, Jimmy Biter in the chat and on screen. Always good to have you, Jimmy. Dory McMahon is here in the chat saying howdy, happy Thursday. Good to see you, Dory. Scrolling. Who else do I see? Says hey to Zach Thong already. We've got channel member Ken, Hip Metalworks, saying cheers to the crew. Always good to see Ken hanging out with us. KXM Rock, it is time to rock. We're going to get started here in a bit. Daniel Berry, Sports Highlights, sharing a beer. Cheers. Cheers. Look at there, Papa Blue. Good to see you, Papa. Scrolling on down, we've got the one, the only channel member, Dan Gorman.
He's been so deprived here lately.
Always a treat to hear the rat riffage from Mr. Randy R5, the Ripper Price. Let's see. Who else do we have? Channel member Cucumber, CMBR is here. Good to see you, sir. Can't Drive 55. Hola, mi amigos. Hola, esto you too.
El gato del fumado se ríos en los baños with las cucarachas.
Exactly. Wayne McConnell is here saying hey to you boys and girls. Good to see you, Wayne. Let's see. We said hey to Mark. We also have Rene Fernandez is here saying, hey guys, always a pleasure to see you. All my respect to all of you. Thanks for hanging out with us, Rene. Good to see you. Let's see who else is here. We are caught up with the chat. We got a light crowd tonight. Well, we got 31,000 here. So we've caught up with the chat. Good to see everybody. And let's get over here and give a shout out and a thank you to our channel members. This is recently updated as of today, so it is current. So I'd like to give a big shout out to all of our channel members that are helping to support the channel. There is channel membership available if you should choose to do so and help us in that manner. We greatly appreciate it. So thank you to all of our channel members, old and new, and also those that have gifted some memberships. We thank you as well. So appreciation to all of the channel members. Thank you. All right, back to where we are. Did everybody hear me through that? Because it looked like that something was messed up on that. So I'll need to take a look at that later. Hopefully everybody
we
heard
heard you.
Well, yeah, of course. Everybody here heard me. But all right. So let's see, where are we? Over here. Well, what's new, boys? Any new guitars there, Jimmy?
Nope. I'm just waiting on parts for next build. Hopefully I can get all of them.
You were mentioning that you were having some struggles with the post office.
Yeah, it's monumental failure.
What's up, Bo? Guitar Man 45 channel member is here. Good to see you. So monumental issues with the post office.
Yep.
Worse than before. You can expect failure and still be disappointed.
Right.
That's facts.
So you're going to have to make a trip down there with your McDonald's tray, is what you're saying.
It wouldn't matter. It would be a waste of energy.
I heard a quote recently that describes the post office. They don't know what the fuck they're doing.
They've been screwing up for so long and so hard that they don't know yet.
Exactly.
They did do some rearranging on the room today. I moved some cabinets around and I cleared off that so I can use this area for putting heads on so I can plug into the head, and then I run it into my power amp over there.
Okay. Yeah.
And then into this cabinet or that cabinet over there.
Cool.
So I can sit right in front of that one.
Right.
And
Just
listen.
blast it out.
I've been jamming on my PB Red Stripe.
Is it a Bandit?
No, well, I mean, it's a special 212 that I turned into a head.
Mm-hmm.
And I keep forgetting how great this thing is.
Right.
I've got a Red Stripe Bandit 112.
Sometimes it's nice to go back to the classic stuff.
Yeah.
Yeah, it looked like your lighting was a bit different in there. You've moved some lights around, or
pointed a light down so you could actually see the guitar, so it wasn't a blob stuck between my creamy thighs.
Right on. What's new with you, Randy?
Waiting on the final part. Also being delivered by the post office. And then I've got about let's see, when did I paint? Saturday. So about the time that my final part gets here, I will be able to bring that body home and drop it in the old freezer for 24 hours.
Now, you've been working on it over at your buddy's place? Or where have you been working on it? Because you said bring it home.
Oh, it's at work.
Oh, okay.
We've got a spray booth at work that we use for doing the rhino liners and stuff. Taking
advantage of all provided opportunities. Gotcha.
Correct.
Hey, look at here. It is the alive and well Trev.
Hey, fellas.
What is going on, man?
Playing a little nap roulette this afternoon.
Well, we figured you probably partied hard yesterday, and
yesterday was pretty quiet. Tuesday was the night for fight.
Right. Yep. Well, everybody in the chat was wishing you a happy birthday. We as well. You know.
Love you guys. Thank you so much.
Right on. So, what is it? 34 now, I think it is.
34 to work.
34. That'll do. Well, good to see you, sir. What's been going on with you?
Fellas? Not much. Besides from the whole birthday ruckus, that's about it.
Right.
Got a couple days off from work. My long weekend because I'm actually working on the stat next week. And by the way, next week I'm over on the island all week. Taking a ferry over on Monday. Tuesday up to Campbell River and working my way down to Victoria. Probably maybe even hang out at Ken's on Thursday nights.
Right on, man.
And Steve Anderson in Victoria.
Pardon, who? Yeah.
Steve Anderson.
Correct. Yep.
Hold on. How's it? Steve Anderson.
Right. Hey, did we say hey to Can't Drive 55? We're going to say it right now. Saying smash those thumbs. I prefer that you just click the thumbs up. You know,
Yeah,
we'll put it that way. Yeah, just click it. We got Todd 0864 is here saying howdy. Good to see you, Todd. And looky here. We got No Man's Land has joined us. Good to see you. Good to see you. Stu Petty says 34. It's
metric.
Yeah, there you go. It's that imperial metric. Yeah.
Yeah, Trev's younger than I am.
Rob Blackmore says he's alive and kicking. Happy birthday again. Symmetry.
Jesus, Rob. Thanks, man.
Let's see. Dory says happy birthday to Asymmetry. Hope you had a wonderful day, time, and the party continues.
It does.
See, that's the thing with Symmetry, Trev. The super symmetry is that he parties all year.
Would you like a smoke and a pancake?
You get when you're not wearing your glasses.
It's in there somewhere. Well, good to see you, Trev.
Good to see you too. I did catch a little bit of the end of Tuesday's show and driving around in your hot rod.
Yeah, I was able to
Coming
jump in there at the minute.
The bar cam.
Celsius. That's right, Todd. Yeah, had to. It was a long day Tuesday, and these guys did a fine job, with holding down the fort here. So I was like, I'm gonna go grab some dinner, just kind of relax a bit, and yeah, it was good.
Sights.
It was one of the most popular guitarsenals that we've had, so maybe I should stay away each Tuesday and let these guys run it.
I tell you what happened after that is, we had Rob Blackmore sitting here naming Metallica riffs for me to play, and was like, as last night I sat here and I was like, let me go through some Metallica backing tracks and see, maybe bring some to the table for the show.
Okay.
Because we were talking about Master of Puppets and stuff.
Right.
So I think I went through Master of Puppets, Blackened, Battery, Creeping Death, and a few others. Dude, I'm out of practice. I think the only one I didn't struggle through really was I forgot half the solo to Creeping Death so I'd have to relearn that. Mm-hmm. I completely blanked on how to play the clean section in the middle of Master of Puppets. What's up,
Welcome
Steve-O?
in, Steve. Good to see you, man. Saying happy
that little
belated
interlude
to
part
Trev.
And
Thanks, Steve.
Creeping Death, the album version of Creeping Death is slower than I remember. Yeah. Master of Puppets seems a bit faster than I remember. And it's just like, Jesus Christ. The only one I didn't struggle through was one. But I've probably played that. I've probably played one 800 fucking billion times.
I want to hear Blackened. That's
I don't know, Tom. I would just disagree with this. I'm not a huge Metallica fan, but even I realize how good of a rhythm player he is. One of the best.
Yeah. Oh yeah. Yeah, Trev, I'm not in Blackened, or as Hetfield say, I like good, but I'm not in good shape.
right. Yeah, for sure, man. That's got some.
Well, what would it take to get into good shape?
To sit here and fucking practice.
30
hours, 40 hours.
Yeah, but is there something that you could do like while you're working? I mean, like do little squeeze things or.
It was the right wrist fatigue of the 8 minutes of constant.
Oh,
so, I mean,
speaking of hand fatigue, I forgot something. I need to take some medication. I'll be right back, boys.
I was also pretty cold. I just picked the guitar up. It was like, let me jam Master of Puppets at full 220.
Right.
That didn't really work too well. And it was funny, Walla Cross was sitting here watching me. He goes, remember, don't cheat. Downstroke the whole thing. And, trying to be funny or whatever. And I'm like, I actually don't know how to play these songs by alternate picking. I never learned them alternate picking. I learned them with all the fast downstroke. So if I attempt to cheat, say on, the Master of Puppets, the second riff in the intro to Master of Puppets, if I attempted to cheat that with an alternate pick or something, it would be horrible. It's horribly sloppy because I never learned it that way. My muscle memory with that is all downs. But I mean, I just saw Metallica, and a lot of that shit now Hetfield cheats on and
over the years. Yeah.
But I mean, fuck, he's 61 years old, so you know, body breaks down as you get older. But yeah, man, I realize how much my fast rhythm chops have taken a back seat. So I'm like, I need to start
all
working
improv.
on. Yeah, I was like, man, I need to start getting back in shape with that stuff. So I was like, well, I had problems with Creeping Death because, like I said, the album version's slower than what I'm like. When I was jamming that as a teenager and learning it, I was playing along with the Seattle '89 version, which is every song on that's warp speed.
Right.
You know, I think Puppets on that show is like, you know, they say the album version's 220. I think the live shit '89 is probably around 246. Batteries faster.
Yeah,
I mean, they were all faster. So I was like, man, I need to sit there and work on that and get my right wrist back into shape for doing all that stuff. That forearm was burning after an hour of that.
Good.
One was kind of like when I jammed through one, I was like, man, this is like the rest period right here. But one was the only one that I could remember all three of the solo sections and didn't have a struggle there. So
There you go. Right on, man.
maybe one day I'll break one out.
Yay.
So yeah, so I played for about an hour last night just trying to go through that stuff and see what I remembered and all that. And it's just like, man. Oh, what I'd give to be 20 again.
Right. No going back. Only going forward.
Did either of y'all listen to that new Joe Holmes tune I dropped in the WhatsApp today?
I didn't see it.
I did it at like 6:30 this morning.
What do you think?
It's always got cool shit.
That's that tune's got a really drop C Alice in Chainsy vibe to it with a killer solo. Of course, that dude that sings on all his stuff's great too. It's kind of got that Cornell, Richie Kotzen kind of vocal range.
I haven't bothered to see who that is. He sounds like the dude from Red Dragon Cartel.
It's Brent something or another. Brent or Brett something or another. I can't remember his last name.
Oh, you talking about that tune that you posted in the thing today?
that new Joe Holmes tune.
Right on. I haven't had a chance to listen to it.
That fucking guy's a beast, man. Great tone. And he still uses like all the same. He's playing the same guitars and the same amps and all that stuff he played in the '80s and in the early '90s with Billy Roth and all that.
Mm-hmm.
Running, he's running modded 800s and plexis, and then he's using the Lexicon with the PCM 42.
One of the early ones.
Yeah, and I guess there's a way to use that to push more gain through it. There's like I don't know the whole specs on it, but he was kind of talking about it in an Instagram reel a couple years ago.
Did you see this when I walked away? Merciful Fate.
The Merciful Fate medley, yeah. I know most of that. That was one of my ones that made the rounds as a teenager. That and It's Electric and The Weight.
The Weight's a good one.
Blitzkrieg, Bread Fan, all that stuff.
Did we say hey to channel member Blue Mox?
What's up, Blue?
Welcome in, Blue.
Oh, you're my boy!
Good to see you, Blue. Let's see. Anybody else that has come in and have missed? Let me just check real quick. Tom is saying, Randy, try having them cut off half of one of your left-hand index fingers. They really slow you down.
Well, as long they can have my pinky, according to Quentin.
So Tom, who probably has 4 of these, says has a preamp that can add some boost.
There you go. There you go. That's exactly what it is.
Okay, now he says, that's a few of the only rack pieces I don't own out of the main ones. Everyone uses for guitar. Well, chop, man. Chop.
The PCM 42s are pretty fucking rare to find. And then, you have a PCM 70.
Mm-hmm.
Look one of those up on Reverb and see how much they're going for.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, if I ever needed some quick cash, I could sell that thing. And in decent shape, they go for a pretty good penny. Well,
rat gear's coming back though, man.
Yeah, it is. Well, it is TransTrem Thursday. Should I do some trans trimming?
Yeah, you go
Trev.
go on and be a tranny.
Train it up.
Birthday boy's choice. Get Up, Summer Nights, or the Pink Floyd kind of trans trimmy song. Your choice.
Let's go with the Pink Floyd.
Yeah?
Yeah.
All right.
It's like 65 and overcast and wet here, so yeah.
Get some sorrow in, huh?
Hell yeah.
All right. Let's do it. Hopefully my levels are all
grab a
good.
beer, too.
Some stuff has been kind of crazy here lately. All right, let's go.
speak so much louder than words of promises broken.
There you go, Trev.
Love it, man. That sounded great.
I think that was probably one of the best renditions that I made it all the way through.
That was good, man.
Thank you. What's next? Randy, you got some stuff you've been practicing on? That Metallica stuff? Come on.
No. I don't even have any tracks loaded in my thing. I was just jamming to them off YouTube. I like Quentin James.
Right.
So I'll answer this for Bent Tom real quick, since we were talking about Joe Holmes and the Lexicon. While you were playing, I was doing some digging. So Holmes uses a 71 Jose modded Super Lead is his main amp. And he has an insert loop as part of the mod, and the PCM 41 is in the insert loop as an additional, working like an additional gain stage.
Oh, okay, wow.
And then he ran a line out to two SDE 3000s, wet, dry, wet.
Sounds about right.
SDE 1000s. Is that what you said?
3000s.
3000. Okay. I think really the only difference in the 1000 and the 3000 was just that you could actually save a setting. The 1000, you had to go in and adjust your setting every time.
Right.
I think they were pretty much the same kind of delay. Oh, let's see what's happening in the chat. Let's see. Stu Petty was 6 years old at one point. I think we all were.
That was reference to Earl's comment about 74, 75. 73,
See,
74.
saw the Floyd 3 times on the Dark Side of the Moon tour, 73, 74. Uses surround sound PA. That was quite mind-blowing for the time. And I think it got stolen at some point, if I'm not mistaken. Florida Claimers Ted is here. Good to see you, Ted. Right on. Let's see. Did I miss anybody else? Let me scroll on down and see what else is happening. BC Rich 581 is here. Said the late Floyd era is underrated in my opinion, though that's the minority for most people, I imagine. I like all of it.
Yeah.
Even the really early weird stuff. It's kind of cool to listen to. Tom says I wouldn't have even been born for another 3 years in 73.
I was 4.
A young one. I got to see Floyd in, was it 94, 95?
94. That was the best birthday ever.
Right?
Pink Floyd concert.
Yeah.
94.
I got to see him in the Superdome in New Orleans. It was awesome.
Killer show.
Thank you, Earl. Thank you. Let's see. Tom says, not a huge fan of the really early stuff, but I love all the main stuff and newer stuff. Yeah, for sure. Yeah, it's just some weird stuff. Especially there's one that's called Several Small Animals Jamming Together in a Cave with a Pick or something like that. That's the name of the song.
So you don't like, I've got a bike, you can ride it if you like. It's got a basket to bell. Or whatever the fuck he says.
It's interesting. It's interesting.
Old Sid Barrett whacked out of his mind.
Mm-hmm.
Acid's a hell of a drug.
Thank you, Dan. Let's see. Anybody else that I've missed? Got Todd earlier. Look at here. Quentin.
Pops.
SD 1000, you could say 4 presets. Had one. There we go. Quentin has corrected me. Let's see.
Hey, Matt.
Tom has a similar rig to what you were describing. 71 Super Lead modded, but also uses 2 SD 3000s. But he used PCM 70 as well as the H3000. See, that's the piece that I'm missing is the H3000. Have you compared
right?
the H3000 with an Eclipse, Tom? I know that Nielsen has a comparison video.
Okay, that's what I was about to say. There's a video Nielsen did between the 3000, the Eclipse,
All the pedals and
the H9, the H90.
I seem to remember listening to that and thinking, yeah, the Eclipse is close enough.
The Eclipse was definitely the closest.
Yeah, and it was obtainable. So
Yeah, and the H90, out of all the ones in his demo, the H90 and the Eclipse were the closest to the OG H3000.
that's what I was remembering, Tom. The 3000, a 3-second delay. This 1000 had up to 1,000 milliseconds, something like that. What else? Have 4 of the 3000s and 2 of the 1000. How many PCM 70s do you have? Because I need a backup.
Still looking.
Look at here, Matty McCollum Music. Good to see you, man.
Brother.
So
Welcome, man. What time does John's massage appointment end?
He takes a long time.
Oh, a long time.
Too long.
Yeah, Ted, it was a Pulse Tour. I believe that's what it was that I saw. Let's see.
Quite the show. I had a,
look
a
there.
big fat doobie dedicated for the Comfortably Numb song. It even
Right.
said right on it, Comfortably Numb. There was 4 or 5 joints in that pack, but that one was specific.
You were waiting for it.
And when that song came up, I looked around and all of my friends were like this. All right, guess we're smoking it myself.
All for me. Cindy Z is here. Welcome in, Cindy.
There's
Always
Cindy.
good to see you. Thanks for hanging out with us tonight.
there's a non-functioning PCM 70 for $400 on Reverb.
Yeah. I need it to be functioning.
All the functioning ones are $900 to $1,400.
So Tom has not compared the two. Well, send me the H3000. I'll plug it in and I'll compare it. I'll be happy to do that for you.
For science.
Just won't ever get it back. William De Silva is here. Childhood in off of Obscured by Clouds is one of my favorite Floyd tunes. Cool. have to go back and remind myself of that one. Tom says, when I watched Michael Nielsen's video, I thought the same thing to myself. The eclipse is damn near close enough. Yeah. 98%, he says. Sammy Reynolds says, I'm way late. You're just in time, man. Anytime you can get here is on time. Tom only has 2 and 1 is his backup.
Right.
Yeah. Quentin, I did not have the SD 1000 when we played with a flock of seagulls. Yeah.
It's a shame.
I don't remember anybody asking him.
I don't either. Hey, look here. John DeShane is in the chat. The older I get, the longer it takes the round eye to finish up. Jesus. Tom says, don't get me wrong. I'm a very, very working class guy. I just bought all this stuff when no one wanted it in the 90s. Yeah, it's been a good time to grab some of this stuff. Let's see. What else is going on in the chat? Rob is asking about Cindy, the new guitar. Did you make out with your new guitar? She was trying to tune it the other night, right?
Yeah.
Matt got lost in the DAW writing all the heavy, then noticed the time.
Right.
Welcome in, Matt. Let's see. Matt, you and I are going to have to get together.
You spending any time on that lap
Do some
seal?
collaboration. I haven't really had time. You know, it's kind of the busy
No doubt.
season for us. So I get home and I'm exhausted. I just want to sit and do nothing. Mr. Sova has just kicked the door down and entered the chat. Come to my rental store, get free lunch from Jersey Mike's, and buy a new Bobcat skid steer, 0-turn, Mini EX, and more. All right. Give us an address and we'll be there.
And am I going to get a mini excavator? Or
Arf is here. Good to see Arf. Welcome in. Did I say hello to William De Silva? I think I did, but I'm going to say it again. Welcome in, William. Only mention that because nobody ever talks about Obscured by Clouds. It's a good Sleeper Floyd album. Oh, yeah, I just read his comment a minute ago. Let's see. What else is going on? Cindy says, no, I can't get it tuned. It's a cheap one, but it's all me. Well, I mean, you can get you a small little, clip-on tuner. I would recommend going and getting something like that.
yeah, what's a snark, like $15?
Yep.
Yeah. Let's see. We've got Jimmy has rejoined the crew. Right on. And we're caught up with the chat. All right. Who's got a tune? You want to play something? Play around?
Let's play around. Why not?
All right. What would you prefer?
I don't care.
You don't care.
Well, that's a lie. Don't be playing no gay shit. Fucking samba dances and stuff. I'm out.
Right? Let's see. Bent Tom was liking the Floyd, so this is Floyd-ish. I think it's
Adjacent.
I think it might be D minor. we go. Somewhat Florida, I think.
Yeah.
Let's see.
Just looking at my signal as per the EVMux, and it's like, how do I have gig up, gig down, and I've got like one dot?
Division Bell album. Very, very good. Very, very good album. Let's see. Sova is without tickets until August. Sova's usually having a concert at least twice a week, right?
Yeah.
Sounds like you didn't inform them of your life priorities.
Well, he can sell you a skid steer though. All right, I gotta get tuned up here. I left the TransTrem all the way up in the F position to stretch the strings or set the strings, and then it seems to be pretty well set up. So that means I can try this one. Because it is a hot summer night.
Alrighty.
Oh yeah! Ain't no way I'm sitting home tonight. I'll be out until the morning light. Just hanging around in the local parking lots. Oh, checking out all the girls, see what they got. Wow, 'cause they love it when me and the boys wanna play some live with them union toys. Wow, we wind them up, let them go. Wow, oh yeah.
go. There we go. Summer Nights.
Warm it
First
up.
time ever played on the channel. Let's see. Bet Tom seems to like this Steinberger better than the other. And the guitar tone was sounding great. Right on. Thanks, Tom. I still prefer the other one. But I changed both guitars over to 9s, and they both sound better now. So, go figure. Let's see. What else is going on in the chat? Boy, Tom's just going at it. Hey, look at here. We got Arkansas channel members here. Late again. It's all right.
Hey.
Hey, Darky.
You guys want to do another round of something? What have we been going? About an hour here? Let's see.
It's been a long week, man.
Yeah, it has. So I think we'll probably wrap it up at about the hour mark here. So I'm going to drop down into a D tuning, and then I'm going to drop my top string down.
Did y'all see Simon Hosford's King X on the Instagram?
Yes. How the fuck did I not know he could sing?
Right? That's the first time I've seen it too. I'm like, damn, he's pretty good singer.
Yeah.
And he's playing the hell out of that guitar while he's doing it.
Right. I mean, that's the Dogman's not an easy song to play. Ask John. And then he's playing it and freaking singing it.
And singing.
It's killer.
Awesome.
All right, boys. Let's do one last round here, and then we're going to wrap it up for the evening because I got to get to bed too. Early day tomorrow. And tell you what, we do have a holiday coming up next weekend.
Yep.
But so we'll have Saturday night hang coming up. We'll have the Guitar Arsenal, another TransTrem a Thursday, holiday on Friday. So you never know what'll happen.
Yep. And I'm off. I work this Saturday, so I have a full 3-day weekend. Thank
Nice. So we'll have to do something.
We're going to
something
drive
special.
to Montana.
There you go. And we're going to stop in Arkansas on the way. Right on, boys. That was awesome. Awesome sounding. So before we get out of here, gonna welcome in Boner Jams channel member who threw out a super chat for us. Right on. $4.99 super chat from Boner Jams to say wanted to thank Asymmetry for the lambskin prophylactics. He is always looking out for my health. Love you, Trev. Not a fan of Randy though. Thanks.
Funny fact, though, it's not actually lamb skin. It's from another part of the animal. more on the inside.
Gut.
Intestinal fortitude.
That's
Yeah.
That's where the isn't that where the old "go fuck a goat" comes from?
I do not know.
The old proverb.
Right? So thank you, Boner, for jumping in and throwing out some cash. Bo says the weekend there is the Michigan Balloon Fest this weekend. Michigan Balloon Fest happening here. Lots of balloon launches, fireworks, and bands, and of course, Carnival.
Sounds like a party.
Yeah, that should be pretty cool. Stu Petty's loving the Ibanez, Jimmy.
Yeah.
Right on.
I was watching the Pete Thorne there on his Special Monday show, and somebody had asked if he got to play any of the other gear, and he said he actually did at a sound check, played Satch's guitar for him, so that Satch could go sit out in the crowd and see what the rig was sounding like.
Yep.
And he said that thing was such a cool guitar, but basically the neck felt like a Strat. And Joe was like, yeah, that's pretty much what I was going for. And so it's not your typical Wizard.
No.
So you're talking about Satriani's.
Satch, yeah.
Not Vi. Okay. But they're all touring. And is it? No, it's who
Satch
is it? It's
Vi.
Vi and who's the other one?
Pete Thorne.
Thorne, Vi Thorne, and
Satriani, by.
is it just three?
Well, there's, of course, a drummer and a bass player.
Keyboard.
I'm all.
But yeah.
See, we talked about it Tuesday. Vi's using third power cabinets with his Synergy rig now.
Right.
Guess he got Joe to phone in a request.
Right.
Yep.
Cool. Well, boys, if there's nothing left, Jimmy doesn't want to rock out any conform scock.
You're so fucked up.
I'm about to fall asleep sitting here. So we will say goodnight. Thank you, everybody, for coming in. Everybody in the chat, thanks for being here. Anybody watching on replay, thank you for coming back and putting up with all this. So we will see everybody Saturday night for the Saturday night hang, which has been a smashing success so far. We've got an open panel, so
4-hour show, 5-hour show.
Yeah.
Want the cock be there Saturday.
Right.
I'll do my best after work Saturday to take a fucking nap so I'm not like dead at 11 p.m.
So you are working this Saturday.
Yeah, I have to work this Saturday. Which is fine. It's better than working next Saturday.
So next Friday, since you don't have to work, why don't you bring your rig over here? And then we can do the show from here.
Boot nanny.
It's a lot of shit to pack up.
Get a truck.
Well, I mean, in reality, it's not, because at this point, it's a full pedal board rig.
Right. Okay.
But
yeah, that's right. You don't have your Synergy back yet.
I ain't even sent it off yet.
Oh, jeez.
But the EQ shit in the Roadcaster is a big part of it too. So,
Well, you'd have to bring the Roadcaster because I sold mine.
right.
I don't know. We'll talk. All right. That's right, Boner. I'm trying to get a 4th of July party going here.
Just get me a gaming headset with a mic hooked to it.
Mike G is here.
Tony.
He says, I got a divorce, but told my ex-wife not to worry. We can still be cousins. Jeez.
Well, that's better than your sister.
This is true. This is true.
People used to marry their cousins all the time.
Yeah,
Back when survival was a bit different, but
you had to pick from the selection that you had, right?
right.
All right. Well, if there's nothing else, gentlemen, we were going to say goodnight. See ya. Hasta la vista later. Goodbye. And see you next
Auf
time.
Wiedersehen.
Saturday night, 9 p.m. Same channel, same time, different night. See you then.
Eddie Van Halen here, telling you, keep playing, man. Gotta keep playing. It's the only thing there is. Music, man. Keep playing. All right? I'm gonna come looking for you if you don't.